It's Happy Sunday now.
It's Happy Sunday, yes.
Welcome to Sunday Satsang with John and Michelle.
Hi everybody, nice to have you with us again.
It is, yes, and hopefully you've all recovered from your Christmas extras, feast, yeah.
Christmas
and
feastings.
My lovely yoga teacher taught me one thing. He said, when you overindulge, ginger's
Okay.
the answer. So no matter what you put inside you now, ginger's the way. So you can take some ginger root, cut it up, put some hot water in it, and it'll absolve you from all the sins of the last few days. Yeah, how about that? Yeah. So welcome to Sunday Satsang with John and Michelle. And we've been through quite a year this year, and tonight we're going to be looking at the year ahead, at 2021.
Yeah.
And
year,
preparing ourselves for that. And I remember, it just seems like yesterday that I was doing talks on 2012, and now here we are, 2021.
Yeah.
And exactly what I was teaching back then and speaking about is now coming to fruition.
Yeah.
These are the times that we've been waiting for. So welcome. We're going to start this evening with a centering meditation just to bring us out of the Christmas pudding and into reality. And then we're going to share some tools with you to help you navigate this time, looking at the year ahead. And then we'll close with another centering meditation. So that's the format, and we should finish by 8:30. And right at the end, we'll give you an affirmation for the week ahead. I'll give you that, yeah. So
Great.
Welcome. Yes.
Welcome everybody.
Welcome.
Nice to see some familiar faces.
Yes, and we're loving all the hearts that
Thank
we're
you
getting
for the
there.
hearts.
We
The
love the
thumbs
hearts.
ups.
Yeah, we love hearing from you.
Yeah.
If you have any questions or comments, please just write them in the box below. We don't get to them while we are online,
Yeah.
but straight afterwards we
But
will
we will.
reply to everyone. So do that, and if you would like to share this, that helps get it out there as well. So if you would like just to press the share button now or at the end or whatever, and just share it with your wall, it helps get it out there into the world.
Thanks.
So welcome, and let's just start this evening by bringing ourselves into reality. And reality is this room that you're sitting in, this place right now where you're at. And one of the tools that you can use for centering is just to observe what you have around you without labeling. And that's quite difficult because the mind looks at something and immediately it labels it. And the problem with labeling is that it then becomes the label. It then becomes a mental concept rather than what it actually is in this moment. So just take a moment to just look around the space that you're in right now and look at all the different things that you have around you without necessarily labeling them or attaching any preference judgment to it. Just look as if you were maybe a 1-year-old child just observing for the first time the space that you're in now. Look at the textures, look at the colors, look at the different forms that you can see right now, and do it without any personality behind the looking. So you're just the observer of what is around you in the room right now. And as you do that, just become aware of that observer that is observing, the awareness that is looking around you right now. You are that. And one of the most fundamental processes in awakening, in stepping into peace and love, is to become aware of who and what you really are. And as we do this exercise of looking around your room, you become aware that you are the observer of the space that you're occupying now. And in that realization that you are the observer, you're not the body that's looking. You are the awareness, you are the unconditional consciousness that's looking through your eyes. And as you do that, you can see with real eyes that you are that. You are that unconditioned awareness that is looking. And in that realization, there's a great peace within you. Because when you are your eyes, or when you are your body, or when you are your story, there's always an underlying sense of anticipated loss. But when you are the unconditioned consciousness, just pure awareness, It has no fears. So with this awareness, just gently, you might like to close your eyes and just bring this awareness fully into your body. So we withdraw our mind from all other times and all other places and just become aware of your internal environment right now. We've looked at the external environment and now we look at the internal environment. And again, without labeling, without judging, just become aware of how your body feels on the inside right now. If you have any aches or pains, just observe that particular region in your body without any story related to it. Just become aware directly of the sensation. Maybe you become aware of the sensation of the chair that you're sitting on. Become aware of where your hands are touching right now. Become aware of where your feet are right now. Become aware of the temperature of the room on your cheeks right now, just in this moment. Become aware of any sounds that are reaching your eardrums just in this moment. No need to label. No need to judge. Just become aware of the chair. Become aware of your hands and your feet and the sounds reaching your eardrums. Listen very carefully. And as you listen, become once more aware of awareness itself that listens. Become aware of the peace that underlies the listening. Become aware of the peace that underlies the perception of hands and feet and chair. So in this moment, just settle down into the present moment and back into your body. And take a deep breath in, pulling the air right the way down your diaphragm, right into your tummy, blowing your tummy up like a big ball. And then a long, relaxing, letting go breath. Just release everything. Just let go. Another deep breath in, pushing your belly button out like a big ball. And then a long sigh out. You can make a noise. Sigh it all out. Just let it go. Relax your shoulders now and your neck muscles as you breathe out. Just let it go. Another deep breath in, right down to your solar plexus, right down to your feet. Fill your whole body up. And then make the out breath twice as long as the in breath. Just release it. Let it go. Let it go with a sense of gratitude for that breath. And now just allow life to breathe you gently in. And then the lovely releasing breath out. Don't try and force it. Don't control it. Just become the witness of your own breath. The same way that we witness the sound reaching our eardrums. And we witness our hands and our feet and the chair we're sitting on. And we witness any sensations in the body, any discomfort in the body. We witness it. So we witness the breath. Just becoming aware of it, that's all. And you might like to bring your awareness to the tip of your nose and see if you can pick up the different temperature between the in-breath and the out-breath, and the out-breath and the in-breath. Just bring your whole focus to the tip of your nose. And as you do that, relax your forehead. And bring that relaxation over the top of your head, down your neck, into your shoulders, relaxing your shoulders even more, relaxing your arms and your hands, relaxing your back, your torso, your hips, your thighs, your knees, and take that relaxation right down your calf muscles, into your feet, just relaxing everything. Noticing the peace within you in this moment. You are this. You are this space, this presence, this awareness. You can change your name. Your body is always changing. Your situations, circumstances, relationships are all changing. But this never changes. this presence, this awareness. It's always been there and it always will, because this is eternity itself. It can never be threatened. It can never be taken from you, because it is you. It is, in fact, life. And know that you are life, dancing through the human form, participating in all the experiences that this world has to offer. But you are not that. You are that which dances. Feel the ease inside you right now, and feel the connection to life directly. You might like to extend that feeling of connection to all of those on this call with us this evening. Feel from your heart a ray of light connecting with the hearts of all of those on this call. For we are all cells in one body. We are all brothers. We are all sisters. We all are co-companions on this journey, this human experience. And we're all aspects of each other. Feel that in your heart. Don't try and understand it. Drop your awareness into your heart and just feel that connection. That feeling of oneness. We have a word for that, and that is love. And love is our journey as we move into the new year. Nothing other than love. So now take a deep breath in, blowing your tummy up like a big ball again, filling your whole body from your toes to your tip of your head, up, up, up. And that long, relaxing breath out, releasing everything that no longer serves you. And when you're ready, you may gently open your eyes. And just see how you feel in this moment. Feel a bit more relaxed, a bit more at peace.
Lovely. Thanks, John.
Yeah. A bit more settled, a bit more centered. Beautiful. Thank you.
It was lovely.
Yeah. Thank you.
Welcome, everybody. Nice to have you back. Got a few people that come back every week, which is wonderful. And then we've got some new people. So welcome to you if you haven't been here before. And we're here every Sunday. So we've been doing this since April, I think. So it's been a wonderful journey. And it continues into the year.
Yeah.
So we've all kind of been through this thing that everybody, has been talking about, the big shift. And a couple of people have sort of said, well, why hasn't anything shifted yet? Or why haven't I shifted? Is there something wrong with me or whatever?
Why haven't the Martians landed yet? Why is our president still the president?
Why is everything still the same? So just to let you know that there has been a shift, no matter what. It's an internal shift, it's a global shift, it's a universal shift. So whether or not you feel that you've shifted, you have. And we're in the midst of it. It's not. It doesn't all happen at one moment. Yeah. And the way I see it, astrologically and energetically, and just looking into the new year, is that it's going to carry on. This is not over. It's just begun, actually. It's almost like, the veil has, there's sort of a curtain, and there's a little bit of a glimpse that there's something behind the curtain, and that's been this year. Or you could kind of see that there's cracks have appeared in what we thought was very sound and very solid and very trustworthy and something that we could put our trust into, and there are cracks there. And so what's going to happen over the next year, I believe, astrologically and from what I've sort of picked up, is that there's going to be more of that, and there's going to be more sort of disclosure and more opening, more revealing, more revealed. So I think that it's going to be an interesting year, And I think that what John and I are sort of doing tonight is saying we need to prepare for the year ahead. And it's very much along the lines of what we've been talking about all year, really. It's about going inside. I think this last year, if it's taught us nothing else, it's taught us that we're not in control of the outside world, and that anything can happen at any time, and to put ourselves into a situation where we are resilient enough to deal with the changes that are coming, that are here and are going to continue to come. So that's sort of what I'm seeing.
I think a lot of people are, waiting for the end of the uncertainty. So, we can all maybe get the vaccine and they'll all go back to our normal lives. And, from my perspective, that just is not going to happen. The lives that we knew are gone. The world that we knew is gone. We're now in a process of transformation. And we spoke quite a bit during the year about the analogy of the caterpillar. Or the caterpillar turning into a butterfly. We spoke quite a bit about that. And we are now right in that process, in that pupa stage, where the old is disintegrating, the old is becoming mush, becoming less stable, and the new hasn't yet been born. But this process, I predict, with my crystal ball here, is actually going to speed up. So I would say that 2020 was a preparation for 2021.
I think so too.
And it's not a time of finding solidity, stability, security in your story. It's not a time of finding any solace in future. Those of you who have been on the workshops that we run, I normally talk about the diagram of the horizontal plane of time, of your story, of past going to future, and then I talk about the vertical plane, the depth of life. And normally what I do is I draw on the board in the bubble of future. So we have these two bubbles, we have the bubble of past and the bubble of future. And in that bubble of future, I normally draw a four-letter word. I write a four-letter word. And I say that this word is the one word that we most need to let go of in order to become centered, in order to become present. And yet it's the one concept that most of us cling to. With our hands bleeding, we're holding on to that because surely that can give me something. And that word that I normally write in the future bubble is the word hope. Hope. How many of you are willing to give up the word hope? Now, why would we give up hope?
Biggie.
I mean, why would we? Well, hope is saying that the present moment or presence itself, life itself, which is always here and now, and you can even align the word life with the word divine, the divine life. You're saying to life, presence in this moment, so you're not good enough. You're not good enough. I am hoping that in the future there's going to be another set of circumstances which is going to be more to my liking. So sorry, I haven't got time for you now because I'm going off to the future. And that separation from life is the cause of all suffering. All suffering comes from the separation in time from what is real. And that's quite a hard concept to grasp. But we need to give up this idea that there's a future event out there somewhere that's going to save us, that's going to make us feel secure, that's going to, paper over all of our insecurities. Maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's a shift in government or whatever. And I'm saying to you, no, give up that idea. Give up the idea that anything outside of yourself can actually give you what you're looking for. Because what you're really looking for, what we're all looking for, is all in the vertical plane, all in the present moment. And that's where we find security. That's where we find peace. That's where we find joy. That's where we find love, in the present moment. And I predict with my crystal ball that situations, circumstances, events, people, careers are all going to become possibly more unstable as we move into 2021. with greater uncertainty. And that is the opportunity to let go of that for a sense of self, for a sense of purpose in life, and find your sense of identity in something more real, something more eternal. Find purpose in the present moment rather than in time in the future, because that horizontal plane is the matrix, and the matrix right now is crumbling.
Yeah.
And this veil that Michelle spoke about earlier, this veil, so a lot of people weren't even aware of the veil. They thought reality was just as it was. And gradually, I think a lot of people have woken up this year to the fact that there is a veil. There's a veil of secrecy. And behind that, there is possibly stuff that we haven't been aware of in the past. But we're becoming more and more aware of that. And as we move into 2021, that veil, I believe, is going to come down. And we need to have certain tools to deal with what's on the other side of that veil. And that's what we'd like to share a bit with you this evening.
Yeah, and it's a real biggie that you've just said there, because that's, as John said, that's the one thing that we all hold hope for the future, that it'll be better, or that, the mood that I'm experiencing right now, or the pain that I'm experiencing right now, or the misfortune I'm experiencing right now will be better tomorrow, or next year, or next month. And so therefore, I can't accept it right now because I'm hoping that it's actually going to go away and disappear. And so that stops us from actually just being fully present with what's arising. So for me, one of the tools that we can really use this year and right now and going into the new year is to be fully present with whatever is arising. So if you're experiencing those old emotions, those old feelings, those old thoughts, those old conditioned patterns of being, I'm not good enough, I should be doing this, I'm not doing enough of that, I haven't got enough of that, I hate this, I don't want this, is to just acknowledge it, to see it, to feel it if you feel the feelings, but not to hold on to them. Because that's the thing that keeps us stuck. So for me, we're moving into a time where we need to flow with the current and not try and hang on to what we feel, the way we feel it should be. So it's a bit like being in a river and, you're hanging onto a rock for dear life, This is what I hope for, and this is what I want to be, and this is the way it should be. And you're drowning, as opposed to just saying, okay, I'm prepared to let go of that too. And just let this river of life take me and flow with it. Because I believe that when we do that, the miracles happen. A lot of the conditioning dissolves. A lot of the pain associated with it, a lot of the suffering associated with it dissolves. As soon as we know that what we're feeling is not wrong, it's not judged, it's not anything, but it's also not real, and it's not lasting. So it's to let go of it, so to fully be present for what's arising, and a lot is arising for a lot of people right now. A lot of people are feeling very tired, very frustrated, very irritated, angry. A lot of pain is coming up, physical, emotional, mental. Confusion, fear. So it's just to be fully present for it, to feel it, to acknowledge it, not to judge it, but also not to hang on to it. Because it isn't you. It's just something that's happening in your life. It's happening. So, you are not angry. That is not who you are. You are the observer of the anger. So that's the way I sort of see it. The more we can anchor ourselves in this presence, in whatever arises, and say, right, okay, this is arising. So therefore it's supposed to be arising because it is. And I'm not going to judge it or hope that it's going to go away, because then it doesn't go away, and then you're actually back in suffering again, because it'll then loop back and say, yeah, you see, there's something wrong with you. You haven't shifted. You're still experiencing this. So, that's one of the ways that I would say we could deal with it.
Yeah, and I think if you can keep the concept in your awareness as we move through the next 12 months, that life, you are life, And that life is the dancer.
Yeah.
So if you think of dancing, dancing isn't about holding on to a particular space on the floor. It's not about holding on to anything. It's about moving with the rhythm of the music. And so the music is really the set of circumstances, situations, people, events that you find yourself in. And what you're going to be doing, I believe, if you want to give up the concept of suffering, is you're going to move more freely, more fluidity, more in a state of allowing and acceptance, with that, knowing that who you really are cannot be truly affected by this. Who you are cannot be threatened by this. This awareness that we discovered in the opening meditation, this presence that you are, this unconditioned consciousness, which is your true beingness, that's inviolate. It can't go anywhere. It can't be killed. It can't be put down, nor can it be made bigger. That's who you really are. You are that witnessing presence to the dance of life.
Yeah.
And as you live each day with that knowledge that this day is another step in the dance. That's all it is. It's another step in the dance. I don't have to find myself in it. I don't have to improve myself in it. I don't have to protect myself from it. It's part of that dance. So, we spoke a bit about this last year. This time that we're going through is a portal. And I mean, we were listening to the what was her name, Laurie Ladd, and she was talking about the roller coaster. So 2020 was going up the roller coaster, going up, up, up. And now we're going to go into a much faster stage in our transformation process. And those who are still clinging on, as Michelle said, to the old world, will find a lot of disturbance in the speed of change, in the speed of that which is being revealed, coming at them. And if you think of yourself as a human doing, with a history and a story and a projected future, moving into hope, you're going to battle with that. But as we let go of that identity, as we let go of the human doingness and align more with who we really are, which is the human beingness, being can cope with everything. There's nothing that being will not be able to deal with in the future, in the present moment, because being is infinite. You are that being, having a human experience. So you're the intersection of the horizontal plane with the vertical plane. And in that crossover point, that's where the human meets the being. That's where the mind meets spirit. You are that intersection. It's a sacred place.
Yeah.
And if you come from that each and every moment of the year that we're moving through, you will find there is a joy in this transformation. Yes, even with the uncertainty, you will find that there is a peace. And the one tool that I think we need to, or the one idea that we need to have as we move through this, is that the previous world that we used to live in was very much ruled by false evidence appearing real. We've spoken a lot about that. And that's an acronym for fear. So we were controlled by fear, always controlled by fear. Where what we're moving into now, and we're being assisted into that space through the uncertainty of the old world, is love. And what Michelle also said earlier was that it helps to allow the change to take place, allow the feelings within you, the feelings of uncertainty, the feelings of anxiety, the anger, whatever, allow them to be there. Because allowing and accepting is the path into love. Yeah. It opens you, allowing and acceptance opens your heart, and love is what flows through you into the world. And what the world is going to need more and more and more, not only the physical earth, but also the people that you interact with on a day-to-day basis as we move into this year. The one thing they're going to need more of is not fear, but love. And love is not something you can give them, but it's something you can open yourself up to through allowing and accepting this moment to be, aligning yourself with presence. That opens up a portal, and through that portal, this energy that can't even be really spoken of, it definitely can't be contained in the word love, but that energy flows through us into the world, and the world then steps into the new paradigm, which is based on love, not based on fear. So it's to be, as Gandhi said, to be the change we desire to see in the world. That's our journey as we move through the next 12 months.
Yeah, and I think that it's, if you're watching this, which you are, you're part of it. And I think that there's still going to be a lot of people that are not aware of this and that are going to need help in navigating what's ahead of us. And it's not to make us fearful about what's ahead of us. I mean, we've navigated this year and we're all here. And we will continue to do that and do it the most gracefully when we're present. Okay, so when we're in this present place, we're actually able to navigate it better. But more than that, we're actually being put here to actually assist other people with our presence. So whether you're talking to people or whether you're doing anything professionally aligned with that, that's not the point. The point is that your role is very clear, that you're part of the change, and each one of us is part of it. So we talked a couple of weeks ago about frequency, about bringing our frequency up. It's really, really important. I don't think it's ever been more important. And I think that this year, a lot of us have become more aware of it. I can't tell you how many people I've spoken to who aren't really even on this journey. And they've said to me, well, the only thing I know is what I can do in this moment. They'll say things like that because nothing else is clear. Everything else is like pea soup. I can't make head or tail of any truth anywhere else. I can't trust anything else. So the only thing I can trust is that I can put one step ahead of the next one in this moment, and what I can do this moment, and I can bring myself into this moment. And so without even knowing it, we've actually already shifted into that, many of us, because the other side is like really, really hard to deal with and quite excruciating. So we've been pushed into this inner place of finding what we thought we could get in the outside world in an inside way. So many of you are probably confined into your homes to a large degree. I know in the UK you're in serious lockdown. Sort of, if we can see that as irritating as it is, as okay, so this is giving me more time to actually just be and strengthen that taproot that I always talk about. And that taproot is, you put it down in this moment. I stand firm on the rock of presence, so I stand firm in my own true power in every moment, irrespective of what's happening around me, irrespective of the feelings that I might be experiencing or the thoughts that might be flying around my head. I stand firm in this moment, irrespective of all of that, because there's going to be more. And I mean, we all know that. I mean, this is not over, and there's a lot of ramifications, as a result of what's gone on this year in the outside world. But if we look at it from the perspective of, okay, well, me as a human being chose this. I chose to be alive right now.
At this time in our history.
Right now, I chose this. We chose to be together. We chose to be in this group together. We chose to be doing work together. Then let me be fully, let me put myself fully into that. Let me be fully present for that and not judge it as wrong.
Yeah.
Because as soon as we're judging it as wrong, we're taking ourselves out of it and saying, I don't want it, I don't want it, I don't want it, I hate it. So I think I think this year, many of us have really had our fears shown to us in Technicolor, as well as our conditioning. Yeah. Those words that we say over and over again, those patterns that we keep perpetuating. So it's just to notice them and say, yep, I'm repeating this same pattern. Is this pattern serving me? It could be a pattern of skepticism, that I'm not going to believe that or that, and you prove it to me, or whatever it is. Could be a pattern of not feeling good enough, always feeling like a victim, going into the story all the time. So without judgment, just seeing it and saying, yes, this is something that isn't really serving me. This is the rock in the river that I actually can let go of, because it's actually holding me back. So It's just to notice these things, but not to judge,
Yeah.
and to let them go. So as soon as you've noticed it, you've felt it, you've dealt with it, let it go. And then bring yourself back again. And you need time to do that. And it's an exhausting time, because there's a lot of energy flying into our system, you know. Yeah.
So, what it sounds like that you're describing there is pretty much a storm. And I would say at the external world, there's a big storm that's been happening, and that storm may even, more than likely, will intensify this coming year. A storm of whirling change around us. And so the one affirmation, the one tool which you can use to navigate this is, in the center of life's storms, I stand secure. In the center of life's storms, I stand secure. And that secureness doesn't come from situations, circumstances, people, or events. It comes from presence. It comes from your alignment with the isness of this moment. And there are two things here, two sort of tools that we can give you, or concepts that can help with that. And the one is to allow what is to be, to accept the present moment fully, to surrender to the isness of life. That's one. Give up the resistance, the internal resistance, and allow life to be as it is. In that allowing, you open that portal and allow grace to flow through you. And grace comes in and transforms the world with no doing required, no doing on your part. It's a world of the miraculous. That's what's being born now. And the other concept there is to work with, which we've discussed before, is trust. So on the one hand, we have allowing and accepting. And the other one, we have trust. Trust in what? Not trust in the government. Not trust even in your mind to strategize and work out a good path forward. But to trust life. To trust life and presence. Presence and life are exactly the same thing. And to trust that all your needs will be met, irrespective of what your mind is saying. Yes, maybe the share market's going down. Maybe there's unpredictability in your career or in your relationship. Let that be there. Allow that to be there. And trust that your needs, your real needs, will be met by life in the present moment. So on the one hand, we are opening our hearts and accepting life as it is in this moment. And at the same time, we're trusting absolutely, completely, that life will meet our needs, moment to moment to moment, as we dance through this year of transformation and change. And part of that allowing is to be in a surrendered state, giving up. Surrender means give up. Giving up what? Giving up our expectations, giving up our beliefs. That's a big one. We believe certain ways of seeing the world. We have always believed in certain things. Be prepared to give up everything you believe in. Be prepared to give up all these mental structures that we've used to navigate the world up until now, because I absolutely guarantee you that a lot of your beliefs are going to be shattered this year as the curtain comes down, as the veil comes down, and as what's on the other side of that veil gets revealed to us. We're going through an apocalyptic time. And this the word apocalypse means for that which is hidden to be revealed. We need to go through this. We need to see through the illusion of story, the illusion that we believed in for quite a few thousand years, that needs to be seen through. And on the other side of all of that, something that we can't even begin to comprehend will be birthed with us. But it will come from the seeds of allowing, accepting, and appreciating life. That's what's going to be born out of those seeds. Not out of the seeds of the past. We've sowed a lot of seeds of fear and anxiety and attachment and manipulation and control. That's the old world. Those seeds will not grow now. Their season is past. The season of love. And that's what we spoke about last week with the birthing of this new age of Aquarius. It is supportive of a different way of being in the world. And the old way of being in the world is not being supported anymore. And yes, there are powers that seem so strong and their plans seem to be so well worked out, but the energy, the mat underneath them is being ripped out, and change is going to happen in a big way. But just be aware that this year is very much a year about letting go of attachment to the external world being a certain way.
Yeah.
Letting go of the matrix and coming into the vertical plane. And to help with that, to help guide you through this process, we have an online platform called Inner Space. And this year is all about inner space. It's about nurturing and cultivating that inner space within you, that inner space of connection, of peace, of love. That was really important. Because that's what we've moved into, the age of energy. And energy starts here, not in your head, but in your heart. And this community that we have going at the moment called Inner Space, it's an online community, and it's designed to support you and mentor you and guide you through this process. You will help other people on the journey, and you will be helped by the community on that journey. So you can go to our website, journeysofawakening.com, and you can sign up for it. You can sign up for the whole year if you like, or you can just do it monthly if you like. It's up to you. And we give you 2 Zoom meetings a month, and some journaling work to do and a meditation
which is themed lightly to the astrological energies of that month.
And the theme for January? Purpose. There's purpose.
And we all have a purpose, especially
purpose.
this year. And it's a purpose beyond what we think is our purpose, which is, so many of us think our purpose is what we do. And I'm looking for my life purpose. And so we're going to be really talking about that and really digging down into it to see what's our purpose, what's our real purpose here. What are we actually doing here? Why did we sign up for this journey now? Why are we sitting here? And there's a reason, and we do have a purpose. So it's really a community, and I think this, the age of Aquarius with these 2 major planets moving into Aquarius is about community. It's about working together. It's about working together towards a new way of life, a new way of living, which might not reveal itself yet, but we're working towards that. So this year, that's what's happened as well, is a lot of communities have sprung up all over the place. Like-minded people have found each other and are still finding each other, because they're finding that very possibly the old friends that they had, or the old groups of people, don't resonate as much. So there's been a lot of shifting of even that, of people that you used to hang out with that don't really resonate that much. It's not a reflection on anybody. It's just that you've moved, you've shifted. And if you're on this journey, you're shifting more and more each day. So don't doubt that. You are shifting, have shifted and are shifting, and will continue to shift. And I think it's just a case of our choice, our human choice, and our personal choice in each moment, how are we going to actually navigate this? So as John said, we can choose to dance through it, or we can choose to struggle like mad in resistance to the fact that this shouldn't be happening because my ego needs are not being met the way I want them to be met. Or we can say, no, this is happening. So in this moment, my actual needs are met, my real needs are met. And I'm going to dance with this. I'm going to be in the river, and I'm going to flow with the river. And I'm going to let go of those things that I thought were actually going to keep me safe, or those things that are actually weighing me down, which I keep on circling the same rock in the river over and over again, and each time the river comes by, I kind of swallow half the river and drown a little bit more. So we can choose to actually flow with this. And that is surrender, isn't it? It's where you're able to say, okay, I didn't see this coming. Deep breath. Okay, let's navigate this. Let's dance with this.
Allow this.
Oh, this person's just appeared in my face. Okay, this is clearly what's meant to be happening right now. Let me dance with this. So I love the word dance, as opposed to working through our issues and dealing with our stuff. Just dance with it. Yeah, I'm dancing with this. I'm dancing with this feeling. It's not me. I'm dancing with it. I'm having a dance with fear. Okay, let's see how I can dance with fear. and then move on from that dance.
Because paradoxically, the moment you dance with fear, what are you doing? You're accepting fear.
Yeah.
And acceptance is love, and fear and love don't go together. So the moment you bring acceptance into fear, fear dissipates. It can't occupy the same space. If you bring light into a dark room, the darkness dissipates. So the moment you accept fear or anxiety exactly as it is, it dissipates in the light of love. And just one thing you were saying there about, the egoic needs that we have. When I say trust life, and I did mention it, don't trust life to bring your egoic needs, because I believe that this year our egoic wants, needs, desires, the desire for more, for example, I believe those are all going to be challenged. All going to be challenged.
Yeah.
Because they need to be let go of. They're the rock that Michelle is speaking about. They need to be let go of. And what is really going to be manifested in your awareness this year is not more stuff, not more security on the horizontal plane, but it's more of the depth of life. And life with its depth will meet all your needs in the present moment. Not your wants, not your desires, but your actual needs. So, normally this time of the year, what do? People start making New Year's resolutions, and they get out their vision board and they stick, in your car, and your job, perfect partner, and they stick them all up on the wall.
Lose 50 pounds.
And I'm going to suggest that vision board needs to be discarded, because that's the old world. That's the old world. Step out of that way. This year that we're moving into now is no longer about acquiring stuff to make us feel a certain way. It's to realize that we are the creator of our feelings. We don't need the car to make us feel that way. We don't need the career to make us feel that way. We don't need the bank account to make us feel that way. We don't need the government to make us feel that way. We don't need the weather to make us feel that way. We can create that feeling. That's the power of the age of Aquarius, where we realize that we can create that feeling. And from the feelings that we create, so the external world will be birthed out of that feeling.
Yeah.
So the vision board of sticking up material stuff that you need to acquire to feel a certain way, this is not the time to be doing those vision boards.
If you do a vision boards are great, but like more as a feeling board. So do a vision board of something that actually, when you look at it, you feel expanded, you feel love, you feel loved, you feel free. That's a vision board. Because that every single time you look at it, you feel that feeling, so you vibrate in, your frequency rises, and then you vibrate in that same feeling, or whatever it is that actually helps you to feel more of that, because it's just you're magnetic. So do a vision board, but don't do one that's all about stuff, because it's about, if you had that car, how would you feel? If you had the ideal, we've spoken about this before, if you had the ideal person, partner, job, $6 million in the bank, whatever it is, how would you feel? Do a vision board on that.
On the feeling. On
the feeling that you want to feel. Yeah. On what you need to do in order to access that feeling daily, moment by moment. Remember to breathe. Put breathe onto it, or whatever it is.
Accepting. Allowing,
those are the potent
trusting.
Vision boards. Trust, joy, breathe, love. That is a potent. I had a very big vision board, which is in storage now, but I looked at it every single day, and every time I looked at it, it just brought me back, because that's what it was saying. It was saying, just be this, be this, be this in this moment. Breathe. I am in my own power. I am safe. I am supported. That's a vision board.
Yeah.
That's how we can prepare for this year coming. And also, just before New Year, because we won't speak to you before Old Year's Eve, what's a really good thing to do is just to look back on your year and to sort of say, what have I learned? What have I let go of? How much have I grown? Really look at it and just run through the year and say, I have. I'm more able to do that than I was, and I'm more able to deal with that kind of stuff that I was able to. Whatever it is, just acknowledge it, then let it go, and then step into the new year with that renewed sense of focus, which is an internal focus. And John, you're so right with the way you described that, with the energy of Aquarius, which is really about our ability as co-creators. And it's got nothing to do with stuff.
Nothing at all.
The stuff will probably come, as a matter of fact, because stuff is just manifest energy. It's energy. Everything's energy. And we are becoming more aware of that. And that's the age of Aquarius, is we're becoming more and more aware of the fact that we are energetic. And because we're energetic, we can co-create. But it's not important anymore, because that's the outer.
Yeah.
So you're just shifting
and
the focus.
And I think as we move more into our creator energy, what you mentioned, and as we, if we set our resolutions for the new year ahead, or work in any way with future, let us always stand on the rock of I am. I am. Not I will be, or I will become,
I trust,
but I am. I am. I am. Whatever it is you want to experience in your life, let it start with the words I am.
Yeah.
That is the new energy that's being birthed on the world. Not I hope to be in the future. That word hope, that needs to dissipate. But I am. I am. I am. That's the name of the Creator, and it's your name as well. It's the most powerful shift in consciousness that we can ever make, when we make our will the will of the divine, the will of life. I am. I am peace. I am love. I am connected. I am secure. I am loved. I serve. I serve with love. The I am. Yeah. So thank you for being with us. Please visit our website, journeysofawakening.com, and we look forward to you being with us on the inner space. If you want to join us, we've got that new theme coming up now for January. You can sign up there, journeysofawakening.com.
And we have a new course starting as well.
End
on the
of
28th.
January. End of January.
Journey
to freedom.
course.
And that's what this year is all about.
Yeah.
Freedom, freedom, freedom.
Yeah.
So that's a 13-week course that starts on the 28th of January.
Yeah.
So shall we ask Michelle to lead us out with a nice centering meditation? At the end of the meditation, we're going to draw an affirmation card, which you can take through the portal of the shift from 2020 to 2021. Let's just see if it's relevant to that transformation process which we're going through.
Okay, perfect. All right, so deep breath in, everybody. And a releasing breath out. And a beautiful deep belly breath in. All the way up to your chest, all the way up, all the way up, all the way up. Pause briefly and then let it all out. Just sigh it all out. Let go, release. Let go of any tightness. Another big, beautiful breath in. And on the out breath, just blow it all out. Let go of any resistance, any tightness, any rigidity. And just allow yourself to sink into this moment. And now just connect with your breath as it enters in through your nostrils and out through your nostrils or your mouth without any force or any control. Just allow life to breathe you. Realizing the miracle of breath, the miracle of this body you have. That you don't really have too much control of things like breathing and the way your blood moves around and your heart pumps. It all just is done by this beautiful life force. Just allowing life to flow through you. Connect with your body, connect with any sensations that you feel in your body. If there's any tightness or resistance or pain, just acknowledge it and then breathe and release it. So if you can open even more to it, so you don't go into resistance, you open more and you let it just flow through you. And if any words or thoughts arise, just allow them to do the same. Acknowledge them and let them drift on by. As if you were in a river and they were just passing by. Connect with something that you would really like to let go of as we move into the new year. What's the rock that you'd like to let go of in the river? If you could just be free of it. Let's connect with that. Take a deep breath in. And on the out breath, just set the intention to release that. In each moment. As it appears, if it appears, you breathe and you just release it. Coming back over and over, just to this moment. Being aware that you are the one that's watching. You're the one that's observing. Just being in that moment of beingness, of isness. Center of the storm. See yourself now as a point of light. A beautiful, bright, unique point of light. Still and calm, in the center of all life's happenings. I stand firm. As a point of awareness, here for a reason, here for a purpose, prepared to play my part. Bring your attention to your breath. Keep bringing your attention back to the breath. As soon as it wanders, you just gently bring it back. And breathe and open. And just allow this beautiful presence to just fill your body, to fill your whole energy system. Nothing to do, nowhere to go. Right now, this is the most important thing you can do, is to be. Fully present in this moment. Now take a beautiful, gentle breath in and out. Reconnect with your body, with the surface that you're sitting or lying on. And when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. There you go.
Thank you. That was beautiful. Wasn't that beautiful? And while you're in this quiet space, just know one thing. You are so, so loved. You are loved beyond your comprehension. You are so loved. And our job is just to open ourselves to that love. That is our journey in 2021. Not to close, but to open to love. So thank you. Let's just see what affirmation card we have to guide us through this week. Is it my turn to pick tonight? Or is it
I
your
think
turn?
so.
I don't know. Let's just take a green one. Oh, here we are. Love is all there is. Everything else is a misperception of my awareness. If I'm not seeing love in this moment, it's not because love isn't there. It's but because I am misperceiving what is here in this moment. So we don't have to look elsewhere. We don't have to look to future to find it.
Yeah.
We just got to look at presence through different eyes to realize what's really here. So the affirmation is, love is all there is. Everything else is a misperception of my awareness. And that card is green. It's the color of the heart, and that's our journey in 2021. It's the heart. I'll photograph that and I'll put it up on my Facebook page on Homewood 7 now, and you can use that to guide you through the next few days as we make this transition from 2020 into 2021. Thank you for being here. We really enjoy connecting with you. Thank you for your support. Go to journeysofAwakening.com and have a look at the Journey to Freedom course, which starts end of January. Yeah. But join us right now for the Inner Space community, online community. Yeah. Thank you and bless you, and have a fantastic and safe
lots of love
New Year. Thank you.
Thanks everyone.
Thank you.
Good night.